The humans' blunt warning to the Xindi rang through their minds. We are coming, and when we arrive, your world will burn. Gabriel Tucker's words struck terror into the hearts of Zephyrus Prime's citizens as they watched the emergency broadcast. The angular, gray-skinned face of Rigor, the Xindi High Council leader, filled the giant screen hanging over the capital city's central square. "This human claims his people have been watching us, waiting to attack," Rigor said, his voice quavering slightly. The image cut to show a battered human male with buzzed brown hair and a scarred, unshaven face sitting in an energy-shackled containment chair. While this Gabriel Tucker is now in custody, he says more humans will soon invade to conquer our planet. Rhaegar's face returned, his golden eyes wide. "My fellow Xindi, we must prepare for war. Double the planetary shield power. Ready all ion cannons and antimatter warheads. And most importantly, interrogate the human prisoner to learn their plans. Our survival depends on it." As the screen cut out, the crowds erupted into panicked shouts and cries. They knew humanity's reputation as a young but hyper-aggressive and technologically advanced species. Many Xindi had scoffed at the notion that the brutish humans could ever threaten their sophisticated civilization, but now undeniable proof of the human menace was here, sitting in a detention cell, promising their imminent destruction. In that stark white cell, Gabriel sat back and smiled to himself as he listened to the fear in the guards' voices outside. Everything was going exactly as planned. The humans had much more in store for the Xindi than they could possibly imagine, and Gabriel would make sure their overconfident alien society learned its lesson the hard way, a lesson they would only fully understand when human marines stormed their cities, human ships darkened their skies, and human bombs shattered their world. Humanity had slain many arrogant alien civilizations before. The Xindi would be just the latest to pay the price for underestimating the unstoppable force that was the human race. In the barren underground cell, Gabriel's calculating blue eyes locked onto Rhaegar's as the Xindi leader circled the steel table between them. Two guards flanked Rhaegar, hands hovering near their plasma pistols. The harsh overhead light cast stark shadows on the alien's sharp features. "You claim your people are coming. Why now?" Rhaegar demanded, palms flat on the cold tabletop. "Why invade us?" A raspy chuckle escaped Gabriel's throat. He leaned back in his restraints, ignoring how they bit into his wrists. "Oh, I haven't invaded anything. No armies, no ships. Just little old me." His grin turned predatory. "I'm what you might call an advanced scout, a vanguard." Rhaegar's brow furrowed. Gabriel continued, "See, humanity has had its eye on you Xindi for quite a while now. Ever since our long-range sensors picked up your first warp signature, we've been watching, studying, learning all your dirty little secrets." He tisked mockingly. "We've seen how you treat the other races you encounter, how you beat them down and grind them under your heel. And well, we've decided that's gone on long enough. Time for humanity to step in and give you a taste of your own medicine." Rhaegar slammed a fist on the table, making it shake. "You expect me to believe one human is a threat to the Xindi Empire? We have 1,000 worlds, trillions of soldiers. Your species is nothing." Gabriel's grin only widened. "Oh, I know I'm not a threat. I'm just the opening act, a warning shot, if you will." His voice dropped low and cold. "Humanity isn't the same fledgling race you spied stumbling into the stars all those years ago. We've grown, evolved, endured trials that would snap your Xindi spine in two." He leaned forward, the steel groaning. "When we sailed into the black, we weren't conquerors or slavers. We were explorers, diplomats. But the galaxy taught us the truth. Only the strong survive out here. So we learned, we adapted. And now?" His eyes flashed. "Now we're ready to take our rightful place." Rhaegar gaped at him, golden eyes wide as moons. "You mean—" "Humanity is done watching from the shadows," Gabriel said, each word sharp as a blade. "We're done biding our time, building our strength in secret, waiting for our moment to strike. Well, guess what?" His teeth flashed in a brutal smile. "Our moment is here, and I'm the spark that lights the flame." Rhaegar shoved away from the table, sending his chair flying back. Guards, he snapped, jabbing a finger at Gabriel. Triple the security on this creature, prepare all our defenses. If the humans dare attack, we'll be ready for them. As the guards hauled Riga from the cell, Gabriel relaxed against his restraints, smile never wavering. The first phase was complete. The seeds of fear were planted. Now all he had to do was sit back and watch them grow until paranoia consumed the Xindi and humanity's true plan could unfold. This galaxy would belong to the humans one way or another. It had been a long time coming, but the wheels were finally in motion. The cell door slammed shut with a resounding clang, leaving Gabriel alone in the dimness, his soft laughter echoing off the walls. As word of Gabriel's ominous warning spread, the Xindi military shifted into high gear. Battalions of soldiers marched through the streets, their boots pounding on the cobblestones. Squadrons of fighters screamed through the skies, running endless drills and patrols. The whole planet buzzed with frantic energy as every citizen prepared for the coming storm. Amidst the chaos, Riga summoned his most brilliant researchers to a hidden bunker deep beneath the capital. "We need answers," he barked, pacing before a group of nervous scientists. "This human claims his kind have been spying on us for years, learning our secrets. We must do the same to them. Study the prisoner, his technology, everything. Find me a weakness, a chink in their armor." The scientists scurried to obey, whisking Gabriel away to a gleaming laboratory bristling with advanced equipment. For days on end, they subjected him to every scan and analysis they could conceive of, poking and prodding at his body and mind. But the more they learned, the greater their awe and terror grew. "High Counselor, you must see this." Zoran, a prodigy even among the Xindi, called Rigor over to his workstation. Holographic displays flashed with data, casting an eerie glow over the young researcher's face. The human's genetic structure, it's been artificially enhanced. Optimized for strength, speed, resilience, they've rewritten their own biology to create the perfect soldier. Rhaegor stared at the flickering readouts, his heart sinking. "Are you telling me we're facing an army of augmented super warriors?" Zoran nodded grimly. "I'm afraid that's not the worst of it." He brought up a schematic of Gabriel's crashed ship, its sleek lines and advanced propulsion systems, unlike anything the Xindi had ever seen. Their technology is centuries beyond ours. They've discovered scientific principles we can barely imagine. I doubt even our most powerful weapons could so much as scratch their hulls. Rhaegor slammed a fist into the console, making the holograms flicker. "Then what chance do we have? How can we possibly fight this?" In his cell, Gabriel threw back his head and laughed. "You poor naive fools," he called out to the guards forever watching him. "You've barely scratched the surface of what humanity can do. We've been seeding our agents on your worlds for decades, worming our way into every facet of your society. When the invasion comes, and it will come very soon now, you'll be hit from within and without. 1,000 years of Xindi history snuffed out in an instant because you dared stand against the might of Earth." He leaned forward, his eyes gleaming with zealous light. "The fleets are already on their way, the countdown has begun, and when the dust settles, Zephyrus Prime will be just another conquest, another trophy for humanity's galactic empire. You should have joined us when you had the chance." Days turned into weeks as Gabriel remained locked in his cell, the Xindi scientists poking and prodding at him endlessly. They took samples of his blood, hair, and skin. They scanned his brain and body with every device imaginable, but no matter how hard they tried, they couldn't crack the secrets of his enhanced physiology or advanced technology. Rhaegor's frustration mounted with each failed attempt. He paced the laboratory like a caged animal, his face twisted into a scowl. "This is getting us nowhere," he growled at Zoran and the other researchers. "We need answers, and we need them now, before it's too late." Zoran shook his head helplessly. "We're doing everything we can, High Counselor, but the humans' biology and technology are beyond anything we've ever seen. It could take years to fully understand them." Rhaegor slammed his fist on a console, making the screens flicker. "We don't have years. If what the human says is true, we may only have days before their invasion begins." He turned to his security chief, a burly Xindi with a jagged scar across his cheek. Prepare the prisoner for transport. We're moving him to the Obsidian facility. The security chief's eyes widened. But sir, that's our most secret installation. Even I don't have clearance to... I'm giving you clearance now, Rigor snapped. This human is the key to our survival. We must extract his secrets by any means necessary. Within hours, Gabriel found himself being marched down a long corridor by a squad of heavily armed Xindi soldiers. They shoved him roughly into the back of a waiting transport vehicle, a hulking beast of black metal and tinted windows. As Gabriel settled into his seat, he caught a glimpse of one of the soldiers removing her helmet. His heart skipped a beat. It was Arya. Memories flashed through his mind, the crash, the pain, the confusion, and then Arya's face leaning over him, pressing a canteen to his lips. She had shown him a moment of compassion in a sea of hostility, a flicker of connection. Now as the transport rumbled to life and began its journey into the uncharted wilderness of Zephyrus Prime, Gabriel wondered if that connection could be his salvation. Arya sat across from him, her eyes fixed straight ahead, her jaw clenched tight. But Gabriel could see the flicker of doubt in her eyes, the hint of unease in her posture. He leaned forward, his voice low and urgent. Arya, listen to me. You know this is wrong. Your people are making a terrible mistake. Arya's gaze snapped to his, her brow furrowing. How do you know my name, and what are you talking about? Gabriel held her gaze, his eyes intense. I know you helped me when I first crashed. You showed me kindness when everyone else wanted me dead. And now, I'm asking for your help again. He took a deep breath, choosing his words carefully. Humanity doesn't want to conquer the Xindi. We want to help you, to show you a better way, a path of peace and cooperation, not war and oppression. Arya shook her head, but Gabriel could see the uncertainty in her eyes. I don't know what to believe anymore. My whole life, I've been taught that humans are our enemy, that you seek to destroy us. Lies, Gabriel said softly. Propaganda to keep you in line, to make you fear us. But the truth is, we're not so different, your people and mine. We both want a better future for our children, a universe where all species can thrive together. As Arya wrestled with his words, Gabriel slowly reached beneath his skin, his fingernails digging into the flesh of his forearm. He grimaced in pain as he extracted a tiny metallic device no larger than a grain of rice, a subdermal transmitter, designed for this exact moment. With a final effort, he activated the device, sending a burst of coded data streaming into the heavens above. A signal to the human fleet waiting in orbit, a call to action. The invasion had begun. Seconds later, the transport shuddered violently as a series of explosions ripped through the air. Alarms blared and smoke poured into the cabin as the vehicle swerved wildly, careening off the road. Gabriel braced himself as the transport flipped end over end, finally coming to rest at the bottom of a steep ravine. Through the haze of pain and confusion, Gabriel saw Arya slumped in her seat, a trickle of blood running down her temple. He lurched forward, ignoring the agony in his own battered body, and grabbed her by the shoulders. Arya! Arya, wake up! We have to go now! Arya's eyes fluttered open, unfocused and dazed. Gabriel hauled her to her feet, half dragging her through the twisted wreckage of the transport. Outside, the jungle was alive with the sounds of battle, the whine of energy weapons, the thudding of distant explosions, the screams of the dying. Gabriel plunged into the dense foliage, Arya stumbling along beside him. He knew he had to find a way to stop the invasion before it consumed the planet. Gabriel and Arya raced through the dense jungle, hearts pounding, lungs burning. The sounds of battle echoed behind them. Plasma blasts, explosions, screams of pain and fury. Xindi search parties combed the undergrowth, while human strike teams rained fire from above. As they ran, dodging branches and leaping over fallen logs, a sickening realization began to dawn on them. The whispered conversations Gabriel had overheard, the cold glint in the human commander's eyes, the sheer scale of the assault, it all pointed to one inescapable truth. This isn't a liberation, Gabriel panted, ducking under a low-hanging vine. It's an invasion, a conquest. Arya's eyes widened, her face a mask of shock and betrayal. But you said your people wanted to help us, to free us from oppression. Gabriel shook his head, shame and anger welling up inside him. I was wrong, they lied to me, used me. His fists clenched. All those things I told Rigor, about humanity being the galaxy's guardians, it was just propaganda, a cover for their real agenda. Arya stumbled, catching herself against a tree trunk. Her voice was hollow. And what is their real agenda? Subjugation, exploitation. Gabriel's words tasted like ashes. They want your resources, your technology. They'll enslave your people and strip your worlds bare. Arya looked away, her shoulders shaking. Gabriel reached out tentatively, placing a hand on her arm. I'm sorry, he whispered. I believed in the cause. I thought we were doing the right thing. She met his gaze, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. I thought we were too. My people, I mean. A bitter laugh escaped her lips. We've done the same thing, you know. Conquered other races, crushed them beneath our heel. All in the name of empire. Gabriel nodded slowly. I guess we're not so different after all. They stood there for a long moment, two soldiers from opposite sides, united in their shared pain and disillusionment. The jungle seemed to close in around them, a green hell that mirrored the turmoil in their hearts. Finally, Arya straightened, a new resolve hardening her features. We have to stop this. We have to find a way to end the fighting before it's too late. Gabriel took a deep breath, his mind racing. There's an old Xindi outpost about half a day's march from here. If we can reach it, we might be able to use the communication equipment to broadcast a message, a call for peace. Arya nodded grimly. Then that's where we're going. She unslung her plasma rifle, checking the charge. And may the gods help any who stand in our way. As they set off into the jungle, Gabriel felt a strange sense of purpose settling over him. He had been a pawn, a tool of his own people's ambition. But now, with Arya by his side, he had a chance to make things right, to forge a new path, one that led to understanding instead of destruction. The road ahead would be long and treacherous, fraught with danger from both human and Xindi forces, but Gabriel was ready to face whatever challenges lay in store. For the first time in his life, he was fighting for something he truly believed in. Hours later, as the twin suns of Zephyrus Prime began to sink towards the horizon, they reached the outpost. It was a squat, fortified structure, half buried beneath the tangled roots of massive trees. But as they approached, Gabriel's heart sank. The outpost was in ruins, its walls scorched and crumbling, its roof caved in. Broken bodies littered the ground, Xindi soldiers twisted and burned, and there in the center of the carnage was the shattered remains of the communication array. No, Arya whispered, her voice raw with despair. We're too late. Gabriel knelt beside the ruined equipment, his fingers brushing over the blackened metal. This wasn't the Xindi, he said softly. These blast patterns, the precision of the strikes. This was a human orbital bombardment. Arya's eyes widened in horrified understanding. They knew we would come here. They were waiting for us. A cold knot formed in Gabriel's stomach as the final pieces fell into place. The Xindi rebels who had attacked the transport, the ease with which the human fleet had bypassed the planetary defenses. It all made sense now. It's Zoran, he said, his voice shaking with rage and betrayal. He's been working with the humans all along, feeding them information, sabotaging the Xindi from within. Arya's face contorted in fury. That traitor! He sold us out, bargained with the enemy to seize power for himself. Gabriel rose to his feet, a newfound determination burning in his veins. We have to stop him. We have to end this once and for all. Arya nodded, hefting her rifle. Then let's finish it, for both our peoples. As they turned to face the oncoming storm, Gabriel felt a strange sense of calm wash over him. He had been a soldier his entire life, but only now did he understand what he was truly fighting for. Not for glory or conquest, or the hollow promises of his superiors, but for the dream of a better tomorrow, a future where humans and Xindi could stand side by side as equals and allies. It was a future he might not live to see, but as he charged into battle, Arya at his side, he knew it was a future worth dying for. You have reached the end of the story. If you enjoyed